This is a WordPress training video for Hamilton Bank, and we are here on the back side of the site at hamiltonbank.net/WP-admin, and that'll get you to the login. You can use the username and password that you received on your red sheet, or it was also emailed to you directly from WordPress when you originally set up the admin login. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. The first thing that you'll see is the dashboard on the back side of the site. Not a lot you really need to do here. Eventually you will see your Google Analytics information. It's giving you some reminders about different things. Don't worry about these because you have updates. Our host will be updating PHP, plugins, and other functions of the site on a regular basis to make sure that everything stays secure. They're actually in the process of doing this PHP update right now to all websites. So over here on the left, you see the main navigation, and the where you'll change most of the edits is in Pages. But I also want to show you what it looks like from this front side. So we're here on the second tab. I've got the Hamilton Bank website pulled up, and if we go to Personal Banking and Checking, let's say this very first page, you'll see that there's a black bar at the top of all the pages we go to, and this is because we're logged in as an admin. We're seeing this. The rest of the world would not see this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Edit Page from here, and it'll take me to the back side of the page now where I can make edits. The page is called Checking here at the top. This is the link that takes you there, so you know the address for that. There are some important things over here to the right. We'll learn about the update button here, the preview button. The page is published. It is visible to the public. It's had 5 revisions in the past, and you can see when the last one was published. So there's several important features there, but this is the main content of the page. So there's a page group. There's actually only one page group in this page. And in this section, it's 100% of the width of the page. And then as we go down, we've named it Checking. That's just kind of for our own reference is all. And then inside of this box is the content of the page itself. And you'll see that there's, on this text, you can format with this drop down. Most text is paragraph text, but you can choose larger headings all the way down 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Those are preset with the correct colors and the correct font for the website. So we always encourage you to use these settings if you want a bigger headline or something along those lines. This is all paragraph text, this one being just bolded. And there's some kind of standard editing tools here to align and bullet point and all of those things. You can change the font size if you needed to. Another thing you can do too, if there's ever an instance where you need a button or white text, those items are there. And then also I want to point out that if you highlight text and click this link button, you can either paste in a URL that you want it to link to, or you can go to this gear and pick a page that's currently on your website and add that link to the page. Another important thing that you may want to do at some point is add an image. So I'm going to just stick my cursor here and add media. It's going to open up the media gallery where I can drop a file in. You want to make sure that your files are appropriately sized, not too big, not too small, and just kind of check on that to make sure. Usually under 200 kilobytes is a good size. You can go here to the media library where we've uploaded a lot of images, and you can choose images from here as well. If I wanted to go ahead and choose this image, and I'm going to scroll this up so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. And then I can insert that into the page and it put it right there. Now, it may look a little awkward like this, so I'm going to go ahead and choose Align Left, which will let the text wrap around, or I could align to the right. That's probably a little more natural, so that it sits on the right hand side of the page and the text wraps around it. And you can upload any photo you want, or you can use something directly from the image library. There is also an image at the very top of every page. So first of all, let's preview this. If we hit preview here, You can see that our picture is right aligned. Like we might want to add an extra space or something. It's a little tight up here, but it is right aligned like we told it to be. There's also a picture up here at the top, and I'll show you where those are as well. If you scroll down on the right hand side, down to the very bottom is the featured image, and that's where that item is. You can remove this one if you want. You could set a new featured image. Again, it's asking me to upload, or I can go to the media library and choose one that's already there. I could choose and set the featured image, and then it would be in place, and then I could preview that change one more time. It's thinking about it, and now you can see there's a new picture in its place. Now, none of these changes actually take effect until I hit the update button. So I'm not going to hit that this time since I've made changes that I don't want to keep. But once you hit update, it will save it to the web. Another feature that you may want to edit on your site is, if I go back here to home, you have a rates page. So I'm going to go to current rates, learn more. And here you can see all of the rates, which I'm sure will probably need to be changed pretty frequently. You can always send those to us. We'll update those. If you need them done right away, certainly you can do it this way. Again, from the front side, you do get an edit page button at the top. And I also want to point out right here, this table is actually a tool inserted within the page. And so there's a little edit link right here that only you would see, the rest of the world would not. And if I click edit, it's taking me directly to TablePress. So I could do this from the back side in this navigation and click on TablePress, but it's also very handy just to hit that little link and it'll take you directly there. This is a tool that makes tables almost like Excel that are embedded in your WordPress document. But they do work on mobile and tablets, so you have to use the TablePress feature to get those nice, clean, organized tables in WordPress. So here you can see all the content is in here. It's pretty easy to understand. There are some things that says row span, and essentially what those are is where there's blanks and it sort of tabs over to these additional columns to the right. So I would just leave those as is. It's set up correctly. But you can change percentages, anything you need to, and type right into these boxes. When you're done, you want to be sure to hit the Save Changes button. It's at the very bottom. Scroll down, hit Save Changes, and the page will automatically update. You don't actually have to hit Update on the rates page because the table itself is going to update. So if we go back, and I'm going to go back here to the front side of your site now, and I go to current rates page, there is a page that this table is inserted on. If I hit edit page, you'll see just like before, it's the current rates page, and here's the editing box. But within the editing box, there's this little bit of code right here that says table ID 19, and it's pulling that TablePress table. So that's that little bit of code that's pulling in the table. You really have to edit that. There are no other ways to do it other than going to TablePress or that edit button on the front side, and then your current interest rates. And that will allow you to edit this table and then make updates. Also the home page. You may want to edit the home page at times, so we're going to go back one more time, look at the front side. You'll see there are several sections to your home page. There's the header at the top with the login. This really shouldn't be edited. This should stay as is. Then we have the navigation bar. We've got the slider here, a couple of featured items, and then we've got another section with mobile banking, another section with Facebook, and again the footer that really shouldn't change very often. So we try not to bother those items because it's important that all of those stay pretty consistent. So from the back side of the website, obviously you can do this two ways. You can hit edit page right here, or you can go to that black navigation bar on the back side of the site. This takes you to the home page. It's right here under pages. We're on the home page. And you'll see that right up front here, there is a 30% width section. We're in a section that's only 30%. And that's because it's starting right there on those featured items, banking services. And then there's the icon, 16% width. And these are all in different sections. I know this is a little awkward because you have to scroll through all of it, but then there's another box that's for current rates information, and then the icon and the link for that as well. Then as you go down, you'll see the mobile banking. It has a background, need to get to the right spot, has a background that's black, and then mobile banking has the content on the left and then a photo on the right. We can always help you change any of this. Happy to do that because you have updates with Firehouse. And then you'll see also there's below that another section, and if we go here to settings, the background is the guy on the laptop. Over the top is a link that takes you to the Facebook page for Hamilton Bank, and then a Facebook icon as well. Now, you're probably wondering though, let's go back to the front side, where is the slider image at the very top? Where's this? That's a whole separate tool actually that we're going to go to over here, Slider Revolution. And there's just one slider in this website. So we're going to click the pencil on that. It's the home page slider. And here you can see on the very first slide with the sunflower, I don't have it stretched out very far, so I have to scroll, but there's the text. I can select that. I can make edits to this text. There's two different fonts, so there's two different boxes. And then there's the sunflower image in the background. And then if I go up here to slides, you can see there's a variety of slides that we have currently running in the site. So if I go to savings, there's that slide with that text, can be changed. This slide can be linked to any page. And you can also easily turn off slides if there's something that you need to turn off. It's this little eyeball. When you click that, it deactivates it. It's still there. You can trash it if you want, but this will just hide it. So if you want to bring it back later, you can. This tool is pretty complex. As you can see, there are lots of buttons, lots of options that you can add on and layer on to your slides. So feel free anytime to call us if there's something in particular that you need changed about your slider. With the updates, we will change these for you quarterly. We will email you, ask you if you like any of the ideas that we have that we kind of do seasonally, or if you have something else that you want to run, just feel free to email us back and let us know what you need. It's sometimes helpful if you're creating a new slide to use one of these existing ones, and there's an icon here for duplicate, and if you duplicate, it will send that slide to the very bottom of the list, and I can go down, and here's a second welcome slide. It looks just the same as the first one, but this is a duplicate, so now I can actually make edits on this one, won't change the first one. I could change out the image to something different, and change move that around, and I could change the text as well. And you can see here there's the text. I could change that to say something else. Get rid of the other boxes, whatever needs to be done. And then once you've made those edits, and you can hit the blue save button to make sure that that's all saved. But feel free to call us anytime. The next option I want to go through is appearance and menus. So one of the things we talked about on the homepage that you can edit is this navigation bar at the top, the black navigation bar at the top. So you get to that by appearance and menus. And here you'll see that there are all these boxes stacked up. And if you look closely, you'll see it's all of the items in the menu: home, about, personal banking. And then these are all the items that are drop downs underneath personal banking. They are indented, which means they're the drop downs. Then the next major category is commercial banking, and then all of its drop downs and so forth. So to add an item, you could choose that from this pages list. This is, if you hit view all, that's every page in your website currently. You can even add a custom link where you paste in a URL from some other site. If it's a third-party link or something like that, make sure you give it a name. And then when you add it to the menu, in either of these pages that already exist or ones that you add on, they're going to go to the very bottom of the stack. So just be sure you scroll down. And then these actually drag up, and you can drag them wherever you need them to be, whether that's a main navigation item or indented as a drop down. Then when you're finished, be sure to hit Save Menu in the lower right. Now you may be wondering, okay, how do I get a new page into the site? So from the navigation over here on the left, when you go to Pages, you get the option to add a new page. And then it brings up that same format that we've seen several times now. You can give a title at the top, and then you can add an element, and you're adding a page group. Remember how we had those page groups each time. Once we have a page group, we need a page section, and it defaults to this one that's 100%, and it's just a section ready for text that's 100% of width. You can give it a title here. That's only for your own reference, just so you can kind of keep track of groups and things if you had multiple ones within your page. After you put all of those elements into your page and put text, don't forget that down here on the right is your featured image, that image that goes at the very top. You could set that, and then you can publish your page. And then that would make it show up in the menus list so that you could add it to the navigation. It does not automatically go to the navigation. I believe that's all the items we need to cover for this training. Feel free to contact Firehouse Design at any time if you have questions. 573-893-6937.